Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to Mike Reviews It All. We're on the eve of UFC 218 tomorrow, and the fight I'm probably the most excited about on this whole card is, I believe, fourth in the lineup. Justin Gaethje versus Eddie Alvarez. Justin Gaethje, if you haven't seen him fight, he just had his first fight in the UFC. He scorched Michael Johnson in the second round, performance of the night. Very scary looking knockout. He'd been a World Series of Fighting before that. He knocked out Brian Foster. He knocked out Melvin Gerard, who of course was, on his way down by that point. But he also beat Drew Fickett, Dan Lozon. He's 18-0. He's undefeated. He's got a ton of power. He's got 14 first-round knockouts. Kid's super exciting. He's got a style that could be a problem, I think, coming in against Eddie Alvarez, though. And Eddie comes in a big underdog in this fight, almost 2-1. Surprisingly, for a guy going against a guy that's only had one fight in the UFC. Let's not forget that Eddie Alvarez, before losing to Conor McGregor, and then in his last fight, a no contest with Dustin Poirier, unfortunate eye poke, he'd been on a 3-fight win streak that included Gilbert Melendez, Anthony Pettis, and Rafael dos Anjos. No one had solved the Rafael dos Anjos puzzle until Eddie, and Eddie completely dominated him, and he's only 18 months removed from that performance. Could you get old that fast? Possibly. He looked overwhelmed against Conor. I think that's a good word for it, and I don't know if he was overwhelmed by the moment. Eddie Alvarez has been doing this for a long time, so it's hard to say that he was overwhelmed by any moment. But if you're going to be overwhelmed by a moment, it's going to be against Conor McGregor, just because of all the hype and electricity that brings, all the Irish fans. It's like nothing ever seen in the UFC. As we all know, it's absolutely amazing, and anybody could crack under that pressure. I believe Jose Aldo cracked under that pressure. But I really like Eddie Alvarez in this fight. I think he's got too much experience right now for Justin Gaethje. Justin Gaethje has a reckless style. He got caught by Michael Johnson. He got hit several times by Michael Johnson. I disagree largely with the odd makers on this. I don't bet on MMA fights. If I was going to bet on one, I would bet on this one. I would bet on Alvarez, because I'm very tempted to bet on my wife. I might have to talk to my wife, because I'm pretty confident. I know anything can happen in fights, but I'm pretty confident in Eddie Alvarez for this one. Nothing against Justin Gaethje. The guy's been impressive. He hasn't faced this kind of caliber. What disrespect to Eddie Alvarez, unless he really did age overnight. One of the greatest MMA fighters of all time, in my opinion. Before they got into the UFC, there was a huge pound-for-pound argument between Gilbert Melendez and Eddie, and they were definitely both thought to be the best pound-for-pound not in the UFC. UFC signed them both, got their contracts after Strikeforce, and Eddie scorched him. Eddie won that one. Of course, then he goes on to beat Anthony Pettis, goes on to dominate Rafael dos Anjos. I mean, he's kind of on top of the world there. And then the Conor thing happened. And then this last one with Dustin Poirier at the no contest, there's an eye poke. Poirier's on fire right now. What if that had gone on and Eddie would have beat Dustin? He would definitely be in the title picture again. And if he beats Justin Gaethje, I think he deserves to be in the title picture once again anyways. But that's my pick. I don't always pick a winner in these ones. I feel strong going out on ledge with the underdog, Eddie Alvarez. What do you guys think? Please give me a like and subscribe. Please tell your friends to like and subscribe. Really working hard to get subscribers. And tomorrow's the big fight, UFC 218. Who do you guys got in all the fights? I'm going to try to get in maybe one more preview before the end of the day today. But I'm really looking forward to that fight. I'm thinking that is not only the sleeper, possibly the best fight on the card. This is a very stacked card. All right, enjoy the fight, guys. I hope to see you soon. Have a great week.